Oh, what happened? It froze. Jeez. Turn the background music down. All right, weirdos. Welcome to Angry Streams. This is where I, AC, talk to you, fantastic weirdos, about the craziness that's happening in the world today regarding military and policing events. Sometimes political if it happens to do with policing and military, but then hence police and military events, right? No. Ta-da. And tonight's no different. Gang, tonight we're going to talk about a viral video where a judge has a crazy man being sentenced to, I think, 6 or 7 years in prison. She denied his parole. And he decides that, well, he's had enough. He's going to jump over the desk and just start beating the piss out of the judge. And we're going to judge everybody based on what happens after that. Let's see if we can't find that video. Boom, split screen. Let's do it. That's like the one thing that I dislike about the news is they do their own narration over it. They don't just like show you what happened. Look at that, that freeze frame. Dude's jumping. He's got some skills, man. He's up there in the air. He's up floating around and just vaults that thing. Incredible. Unfortunate for the judge, obviously. Let's see if we can find it on Instagram. Instagram's the best because instead of everybody talking about it, they just show it. I searched it earlier today. I just put in judge and it popped up. What do you mean something went wrong? Come on, Instagram.
I am so tardy to the party.
No, not you. Search. Judge. Boom. What do you want? Yeah. Why do you have, yeah. I'm just letting the heat out. Go away. Where's it? I mean, well, this one's, that's, oh, it's got a split screen. Now we're going to have to do YouTube. We're going to have to do YouTube. You think he cleaned his act up? I don't think he cleaned his act up. This guy jumps over the thing. 6 hours? No way. Oh, it's CNN Live. All right, let's see if The Guardian. 103, 443.
Investigator Darcy Spears.
That's right, and Darcy, you've been digging into Redden's criminal history here. And what he told the court.
All right, hold on. We're going to watch it. We're going to see that this dude jumps over. We already know, right? The guy jumps over the thing. We're going to see it. What is his criminal history? Come on. Come on, chat. What is his criminal history? Somebody tell me what he's done before I play this video. I'm going to see. I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to look up something else. We're going to watch just him jumping on her. I need to see what you guys think he's been arrested for in the past.
Taste of something else because
This could be the original.
in accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court
Boom! Flags touching the ground. Oh, did you see
Mr.
that?
Redden,
He
is there anything you
wound
want to say
up.
on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically, I would like to tell the courts.
Well, this is longer. He wants to tell the courts.
Based on my criminal history, like I feel that like I shouldn't be like sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history? Have you looked at your criminal history?
I actually just I looked at it.
I mean, you lived it, I
I
suppose.
just looked at it, yeah.
Yeah.
And
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors.
Whoa! Hold on.
Something else because I just can't with that history.
Can't with that history. Can't do with that history. All right, let's break this down. Let's break this down, gang, before we find out exactly. Public masturbation, just disorderly conduct, absolutely. Well, I mean, disorderly conduct's if you just go fight, right? In New York, you can get disorderly conduct if you're in a fist fight. It's a mutual fight because it's like some violent or tumultuous activity. I'm almost certain tumultuous is used in the verbiage here. 6 counts. Somebody goes, don't ruin it for us just because you heard it. You don't you ruin it. You heard 6 counts of disorderly discharge. Disorderly discharge. Disorderly discharge sounds like a group sex act. I'll put it that way. Disorderly misconduct, threats against police, and assaulting a police officer. Assaulting an officer. First degree murder. First degree murder. He wouldn't be out. Dude is definitely morally opposed to violence with punches like that. Yeah, we'll break down. We're going to break down what happens here. Doing something is better than doing nothing, which is the biggest thing I think we can get out of this video, because there's a lot of people standing around in this fucking courtroom with their hands up their ass as the judge gets the shit kicked out of her. Makes you wonder if they like her or not. I mean, the court officers obviously have to do something. That's their job, is to protect the judge, you know, and create and maintain order in the courtroom. But there's a lot of people that aren't doing jack shit while she's getting jumped by Leroy Jenkins over here. Oh my God, if somebody could just do that. Somebody cut me saying that and then add in Leroy Jenkins and him jumping over her. Oh my gosh. Send that to me on Instagram. I shouldn't be laughing at this judge, but you know, it's not we've all gotten in fights before, and she's okay. Couple bumps, couple bruises. Let's see. That dude doesn't skip leg day. Nope, he does not. A flying thug hug in the first degree. A parking ticket. Somebody goes drugs. Felonious long jumping. That was a felonious long jump right there. Let's check out that felonious long jump.
I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court.
Boom! Is there like a springboard in front of this judge's desk? Because he gets up. Scoom! Pow! He's on her like a spider monkey. Prime Jeff Hardy right there. The WWE needs to get a hold of this guy after he serves his time, because he's a high-flying... Oh, here we go. Run Gun Business says, probably domestic violence. I don't know what aggravated assault and menacing. Oh, yeah. That's... See, if he's willing to smack around a judge, you know he's hitting his old lady. You know he is. It's just like a fact. Aggravated assault, definitely. See, we don't have aggravated assault in New York. It's just assault 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like just different levels of assault. I don't know. Obviously, assault, if you're aggravated, normally nobody's happy beating the shit out of them. That'd be a hell of a defense. Your defense attorney's like, Your Honor, it can't be aggravated assault because my defendant here was singing happily as he was beating the shit out of so-and-so. He wasn't aggravated at all. He was elated. And there is no charge for elated assault. The real life GTA. Oh man. Let's continue to watch this, shall we? Okay. So we've already got, let's see the time before he jumps on her. Right about and now. Okay. So this is when the fight starts. We've got, what's the time? We got 8 seconds. 8 seconds, right? And we're going to see when he gets pulled up off of her. So we got dude on her. Boom. Okay. Now let's see. Not 10 seconds. You could hold your breath and start whooping on a punching bag as hard and as fast as you could. Not even taking a breath in 10 seconds. Well, you probably pass out. But take 10 seconds and just flail on something. On a pillow, cushion, not one of your friends, neighbors, or loved ones. You get 10 seconds, you're throwing like 3 punches a second. This lady probably got slammed, choked, punched, kneed. She's getting kicked right now for 10 seconds. 10 seconds of getting the shit stomped out of you is a long time. That's a long time. And I believe he goes back down and snatches her up again. He's like kicking her, trying to grab at her. Ooh, there we go. That's a haymaker from Policeman right there. That was a good one. Did you see that? Let's watch that again. Hold on. Here we go. Bam! Ooh! Bam! Good left hook. Bam! I think I can hear the connection. Oh, yeah, you hear that? Hold on. Damn. Is he punching on the cop now? I can't tell. I think he still got her. Is that him hitting her?
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically,
Let's see. Let's skip to the end. Let's see because she gets up at some point.
Based on my criminal history,
She gets up at some point afterwards and she's holding her head.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence? Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on
I don't want CNN. I want, there we go. Trying to go for the original. Stop being silly.
In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
Somebody saying, nah, fuck that mess, is what some people might call a red flag. In policing, we call that a clue. Because that's going to tell us what's about to happen next, kids. Now, somebody, I forget who it was, somebody tweeted something about this happening. Now, imagine you're getting stomped as a judge for 10 seconds, right? This is a large man. She's a small lady. Right about here, right? We pick him up. We're getting him off the ground. You know what would be effective here? You know what would be effective here? Chokehold. Now, it's not just me that thinks that with training, or the appropriate amount of training, that chokeholds are useful and should be legal for police to use. Joe Rogan thinks it. One of the Gracies, who, he had a great Instagram video where he told the New York City Police Department, "Hey, your training is dangerous and horrible. You're not even putting pressure on anybody's back because you're afraid that they're gonna die. No. Let me teach you how hand-to-hand combat, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can assist officers." And all of them were like, both of them, which I'm just using Joe Rogan. There's more people in the MMA world that are like, yo, a rear naked choke is an extremely effective way in order to subdue somebody. Because you turn off the brain for a second because the blood flow stops. So you turn off the blood, you're out a lot faster than you are if you take away oxygen. And then guess what? You go limp, you quick cuff them up, you put them in the recovery position, and the brain hits the hard reset as if you just turned on a computer. And it's back on. Now, I say appropriate training because once somebody goes limp, you need to realize that, okay, this is an unconscious person now, no longer a threat, cannot defend themselves. You have to now lower your use of force, your level of force. But props up to this guy. Props up to our man, the law clerk, just immediately jumping in. Boom, right on top of him. He's like, nope. Not today, not my judge. Give that kid an award. He jumped on him right away. So that guy, that law clerk, is probably the only reason why it wasn't 10 seconds of just constant punching. Because that guy's got the law clerk's weight on his back. He's trying to stay up. He's trying to swing, strangle, choke, whatever. Peter Griffin, pow, right in the kisser. Brandon Herrera after a judge bans firearms. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Oh, Hidden Leaf Shinobi, you're so wrong. He says, I'm sorry, but this is absolutely hilarious. It can be. I don't blame the dude at all, honestly. If you're going to prison as well, might as well take them down a notch and go out with a bang. See, you're not wrong here. But what's going to happen is now another judge is going to see this. And judges are homies. You don't get to attack another judge because now that other judge, along with this judge, knows you don't give a shit about the law. You're just a criminal. You're just an absolute turd and you belong in prison. So what could have been, let's say, 6 years. Let's say he got a whole 6 years for some ridiculous assault. Like he beat the shit out of somebody with a pipe, right? Within an inch of their life. And he gets 6 years. If he does well, he'll get probation, right? She says no probation now, but he can always reapply every year to try and get probation. And it's Nevada. I don't know what their laws are like in Nevada. If they're anything like California, he'll be out in like half the time and then be on probation for like another 4 or 5 years. Let's say his term is 6 years. He'll go out after 3. This is a very broad strokes here. Let's say this is California. Instead of He'll go to jail for 6 years. He gets sentenced to 6 years, right? After like 2 or 3, they'll be like, hey, listen, we need to save space in the jail. We don't want all these people in here. It costs us money. The more people we get out of here, the better. So we're gonna, it's 3 years now you've been in. We're gonna give you probation. But instead of probation just for 3 more years, we're actually gonna extend probation because you're out and you're free, right? So we'll make it 6 years. So you'll have 3 years served, and then you'll have 6 years of probation, right? That's what happens often. So he'd be out. I mean, he'd definitely go right back in jail because this guy's going to go assault somebody else. He'd be right back in jail. But now he's got 6 years for assault, right? She's already sentenced him. Sentencing's done. Although I don't know, she hasn't hit the gavel yet. Maybe she will. Maybe you don't have to. Maybe it's just already written. She says, okay, cool, 6 years, you're not getting probation. But anywho, he'll get his 6 years for assault. And then he's going to go next door to a judge who's going to have this case. He'll be in an orange jumpsuit by then. And that judge is going to say, you know what? Instead of having these things run concurrent, running at the same time, you're in for 6 years for assault. You're in for like 2 years for this assaulting the judge, right? Your original 6 is over here. Instead of them running together, so you serve both at the same time, he'll say it's going to go on after. I'll tack it on after. So he'll do 6 years for the assault original one, and then he'll do another 2 years on top of assaulting this judge, 8 years. That's what's going to happen. That's why I disagree with you, Hidden Leaf. That's why I disagree with you, because now someone's going to look at him and go, yeah, you're an absolute animal. Screw you. You're going. Not only for this one, the case that you're currently here for, but also the assaulting the judge. And that's going to be after. So you're going to be sitting for a long time. Cop dislocated his shoulder and had to get stitches in his head. Hey, listen, man, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. I know in New York State, if you get hurt on duty or injured on duty, your disability pay is tax-free. So not a bad deal. Hopefully he recovers quickly. Hell of a job. What irritates me is if you see the other side of this video, and especially this guy in the blue. This guy in the blue is the defense attorney, right? That's a public defender, I would assume, or his private attorney. So many people just stood there in the courtroom and watched this guy kick this shit out of the judge. And we're just like hoping that somebody jumps in. If that's not the perfect analogy for the world that me, police officers, live in, I don't know what is. We will be sitting there tussling with somebody, trying to prevent a robber or somebody. And everybody else just sits there and just goes, wow, I hope that cop can handle it. Dude, assist us. If you see a cop struggling with somebody, you get to kick somebody in the face for free. You can stop somebody as they're wrestling with the police officer, and the police officer's going to go, I can't do that, but you can. Thank you so much for stopping this guy while I was trying to effect an arrest. You're the best. That's it. You get a free do what you want to do card for smacking somebody around the second that you see them fighting with a police officer. That's it. That's it. And all you have to say is put your hands behind your back. Say whatever the cop is saying. If the cop's like, stop fighting, get on the ground, you just repeat that while you're doing the same thing. Grab a brick. Pow. Stop fighting, get on the ground. Bah. I got your back, officer. I mean, immediately once it's done, the officer cuffs him up, then put the brick down. Don't stab him. Let's keep tools out of it. Let's just keep the hands and feet here, right? Elbows, knees. Head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Knees and toes. Elbows, knees, in your face and nose. Oh my gosh. I just love right there. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Nope, it's not there. It's a little bit. There it is. Here it comes. Wham. Wham. Where are you? Come on. Can I go? I can go. Oh, how do I go like scene by scene? Oh, it's 5 seconds. He's already smacked him by then. There it is. There's the left hook. There's the left hook of liberty. There is the left hook of liberty right there. The left hook of liberty. Coming in hot. Ready? Pow! Boom! Don't touch my judge! Don't you dare touch my judge, sir! Pow! Get away from my judge! Pow! Get out of here, sir! Pow! He says, whack! Whack! Oh, man, you can hear that crack. That guy dislocated his shoulder from serving a little bit of street justice. That's what happened. This is the court of street justice. That's how he tore his shoulder, because he gave one hell of a left hook, and it was the smack heard round the world. Period and comma keys go frame by frame. Oh, you're absolutely right. Oh, look at this. You guys teaching me so much. DACA, look at you. Whammy! Justice! You know it's good because his hand goes up. He gets hit so hard in the face. Whack! And then bad guy's hand. Left hand of liberty. Whack! What a crack. Tore his shoulder out from smacking a bad guy. That's not the most American thing I've ever seen. This police officer deserves a medal. Or court officer. That's my purse! Blam! I don't know you! Blam! Well deserved. Well deserved. He does make an OG Minecraft oof when he gets popped in the face. Oh my gosh. Don't attack a judge. Do not attack a judge. Especially with the court officer that is ready to just throw down with Mike Tyson hands. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say you ripped his shoulder because of that fantastic left hook. He put everything in it. He Kamehameha waved with the left hand. Over to the judge justice. This guy needs a t-shirt. He needs something. If his guys don't go on like Fiverr and have somebody like make a fantastic shirt for him of this judicial pimp smack, this judicial left, the left of liberty. That I mean, are they really friends at all? He needs to have a fundraiser. One, he needs an award. He deserves an award because him and so does the law clerk, because it's just those two for like 30 seconds just tussling with this guy who's bigger than both of them. If this guy beats his meat like he did this guy, that police officer's junk has got to be black and blue every day. Lady Liberty's left hook. Liberty's left hook. The left hook of liberty. Oh, gosh. He does need a POB. He does need a POB. You know what? Hey, we need to figure out who that fantastic officer is. I'm sure there's going to be a follow-up story later on. We need to figure out who that officer is, and I need to send him a POB. Get in my DMs on Instagram or Twitter. Instagram is more my scheme. Get in my DMs on Instagram. I'm sure he goes into court bathrooms and takes like 10-minute shits, and he's on it. He's got to have an Instagram account to scroll through stuff. We got to get him a shirt. We need to get him a POB. He absolutely deserves it. And before I even hand it to him, before he gets it in the mail, good job. Good job. Good job. Let's go see what he let's see what he had, all of his charges previously.
Before all of that chaos, Tricia, it appears that Redden is an example of how the system can fail mentally ill defendants. His attorney explained that Redden has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. He'd been through mental health court twice amid a string.
Hold on a second. They're going to make this guy the victim. They're going to make this guy a victim. The courts have failed him. The courts have failed him. Hold on. Let's start this over. I'm about to lose my shit. A judge gets jumped by a man. He's crazy, and he's got schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. That doesn't mean you get to jump up and hit a judge. What do people think schizophrenia is? Listen, I know psych nurses very well. One lives with me. I know what schizophrenia is like. I've dealt with it. Not me personally having it, but having seen it on the street. She deals with it all the time. Bipolar disorder. I've seen people deal with people constantly. You know what bipolar disorder people do? They have highs and lows. They can be manic, right? Schizophrenic people, right? Seeing things that's not there, being very paranoid, right? Sometimes prone to violence. But just because you have schizophrenia or bipolar disorder doesn't mean that in a calm scenario where you're having to deal with your actions, you get to just lose control, jump over and attack a judge or anyone. Let's just say that, like, you're no. Oh, I can't wait to read this. This is gonna make me shit my pants. She looks like she's from Jersey, just like this whole face. She looks like a Jersey gal that then moved down in Nevada. Like, she was in the witness protection group, but then, like, you know, did a really good job or bad job being a witness in the witness protection, because now she's on the news. Anywho, let's see what's going on. Oh, there's a get out of jail free card, guys. He got schizophrenia. Oh shit,
Our team coverage continues with 13 Chief Investigator Darcy Spears.
That's right, and Darcy, you've been digging into Redden's criminal history here and what he told the court before all of that chaos.
Tricia, it appears that Redden is an example of how the system can fail mentally ill defendants. His attorney explained that Redden has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. He'd been through mental health court twice amid a string of violent crimes. For the case today, he was initially charged with assault with a deadly weapon, but pled it down to attempted battery with substantial bodily harm.
How the fuck is he a victim? Okay, let me get this straight. You sob story, leathery-faced fucking phenom. You're saying that this guy is a victim of falling through the cracks because of his mental health issues. And yet in the same sentence, you say he's been to mental health court twice already for two separate accounts, right? So that would mean that he didn't fall through the cracks. He went to mental health court. Let's say that again. Say it again. This is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Of how the system can fail mentally ill defendants.
Okay, it failed them, yet he went to mental health court twice?
His attorney explained that Redden has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Once again, doesn't mean that he just goes around and attacks people. That's not how it works. That's how defense wants you to think it works and how it's not his fault. That's not how it works.
He'd been through mental health court twice amid a string of violent crimes.
Okay, a string of violent crimes. They say, you've got schizophrenia. Let's get you to mental health court. Let's get you some help. Twice, on two different occasions. How the fuck does that mean he fell through the cracks? What kind of news is this?
For the case today, he was initially charged with assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay. I nailed this one. I think earlier I said, like, hitting somebody with a pipe, and I said that that's what this was going to be, right? I was like, yeah, maybe it's assault, maybe it's somebody with a pipe. Assault with a deadly weapon? That's kind of a big deal. Assault with a deadly weapon. So he got a super high felony. Let's not even say what the deadly weapon is, right? Let's just say, let's not even say it's a knife. Let's keep it a pipe, right? He gets a big pipe. And he just starts whooping the shit out of somebody with a pipe, right? So that's assault with a deadly weapon. Not even a knife, not a firearm, right? We're just going with the blunt object, assault with a deadly weapon. Just starts whooping somebody with a pipe. And they go, you know what? Even though you were crazy, you are crazy. You've got schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. And even though that doesn't mean necessarily that you get off scot-free with this, because that's not the way that all people with schizophrenia or bipolar disorder act. And even though you've gone to mental health court twice, we're still going to drop your charges down to attempted assault? Is that what I got?
But pled it down to attempted battery with substantial bodily harm.
Attempted battery. So he actually beat the shit out of somebody with something. But now they're dropping the charge down to a lesser charge, more easily provable, of he attempted to hit somebody. So put this in, let's look at this, right? Your mother gets the shit beat out of her by this dude with a pipe, right? They're, say, just walking down the street. Let's make it super simple. She's walking down the street. Doot, 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 doot. He yells at her. She goes, huh? And then he comes over and just starts beating her with a pipe. Your mom has got bumps and bruises and is now scared shitless because being assaulted is traumatizing. And now this guy doesn't even get charged with assault. He gets not even assault with a deadly weapon, which he used on your mom. He doesn't even get charged with assault. He gets charged with attempted assault. So you're looking at your mom that's got bumps and bruises and cuts and had like a broken pinky because she's trying to defend herself and he hit her in the hand. And now this guy gets attempted. What the fuck is attempted? Let's continue to watch on. So he gets his charges dropped. He's gone to mental health court twice, but yet somehow he's still a victim. Let's watch this.
Mr. Redden, is there anything you want to say on your own behalf before I pronounce sentence?
So basically, I would like to tell the courts, everyone here, like, based on my criminal history, like, I feel that, like, I shouldn't be, like, sent to prison for a second time.
Have you looked at your criminal history? Have you looked at your criminal history?
I've actually just...
He shouldn't be sent to prison for a second time. He's already been to prison, right? He's already went mental health court a couple of times. And apparently, even after mental health court, he still got sent to prison. By the way, difficult to be sent to prison. It's very difficult. People don't want to send you to prison. Costs money to send you to prison. They'd rather put you on probation and just make sure you're a good boy for a while, right? It's like you're grounded. Hey, if you fuck up one more time, then you're going to go to prison while you're on probation. That's what probation's like. Hey, you mess up one more time while you're on probation, now you're going to go to prison. So he already went to prison. It's not like he doesn't know what it's like. He knows he doesn't want to go back there. And now he's saying, based on my criminal history, which seems lengthy, he doesn't want to go back. No shit, he doesn't want to go back.
I look at it.
I mean, you lived it, I suppose.
Oh, he fucking lived it.
And, you know,
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs.
Multiple.
Got a lot going on, sir.
yeah.
Bro, let's listen to that again.
Lived it, I
I
suppose.
just looked at it,
Yeah.
And, you know,
3 felonies, a gross.
3 felonies. All right. That doesn't mean 3 separate incidences that he was arrested, because you can have 3 felonies on one arrest. You got dope, you got a knife, you assaulted somebody. You know, there you go. But anyway, he's got 3 felonies.
Gross, 9 misdemeanors.
9 misdemeanors. I don't know what a gross misdemeanor is. Maybe that means it's a higher level. I don't know.
Multiple DVs.
Multiple domestic violence. He's a woman beater. Or let's say that he's gay. He beats up his significant other. Right? He's in a loving gay relationship and he just beats the shit out of Sean or whatever his name is. Or he's in a relationship with Shannon and he just beats the living shit out of Shannon. Shout out to Shannon. Dude's a woman beater. He's a wife beater, a significant other beater. But we need to have sympathy, right? We need to have sympathy because everybody knows that people with schizophrenia that are bipolar always beat women. They beat women all the time. Their loved ones constantly. Because it is an ailment, a symptom of their horrible, debilitating disease that they have. They can't help but beat the living shit out of their defenseless loved ones. They can't help it. Because they have schizophrenia. Anybody that has ever dealt with a mental health, who is in mental health, knows that this is a line of shit.
Got a lot going on, sir.
yeah.
I mean, you lived it, I
I
suppose.
just looked at it,
Yeah.
And, you know,
3 felonies, a gross, 9 misdemeanors, multiple DVs. Got a lot going on, sir.
yeah. I just figured like,
Battery on a protected person, robberies.
Battery on a protected person, I would assume, means assault of a police officer. Sometimes they'll say battery, assault of a protected person, and that usually means like peace officers, police officers, judges, and male personnel Like if you're like a mailman, you assault a mailman, can't do that. That's a protected person. Basically, it usually means government officials that have to do a job, and that job could lead to butting heads with the public. And, you know, we'll use a judge, for example. A judge sentences somebody to something, they get out of jail, you know, and then the guy comes over, stalks the judge, and beats the shit out of the judge. Not because the judge is a bad person, but because the judge affected their lives and in a negative way, even though that's their job. They have to, right? They have to determine guilty, not if it's a bench trial, and then how long a person stays in jail. Somebody said he was sipping on that Tussin and got upset. Dude, I haven't heard sipping on Tussin in a minute.
Attempt home invasion.
Court records show
Attempted
Judge
home
Holthus
invasion?
oversaw one of Redden's
Robberies. Did I hear
Attempt robberies.
robberies?
And a protected person. Robberies.
Robberies? How is... What the fuck? God, I hate... This news lady better tell me how a dude that's robbing people doesn't deserve to go to jail. How robbing an individual is a symptom of schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Robbing. Dude, people with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder know what right and wrong is. People with schizophrenia may have difficulty with reality, right? And then like engaging in reality, obviously, you know, they'll see and hear things that aren't really there, or they'll believe that, you know, they, not that they're the second coming of Christ, although I've met a couple people like that. They'll think that they're like a really big rap star or something like that. I've had people that thought they were rap stars. But they don't rob people. Two things can be simultaneous. You can be a piece of shit and you can have schizophrenia. You can have those two things, right? Three things can be true at once. You can be bipolar. You can have schizophrenia. You can also be a piece of shit. Robberies. Bro. Robberies? And he's a... Oh my God. You don't want to listen to this one more time. Come here. Tell it to me. Give it to me.
Tricia, it appears that Redden is an example of how the system can fail mentally ill defendants. His attorney explained that Redden has been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
And he's robbing people and beating the shit out of people in the street with weapons. And he's beating the shit out of loved ones that he's in relationship with. Hence domestic violence. Oh, but it's the system. The system's fault. It's the system. Oh, man. How did we not see that coming? Is Nevada like this super progressive, liberal, bleeding heart state? What is this? You need a dedicated video on this? I should make this. I should just take this and just have my buddy. You know what? I'm just gonna take this live stream and have my buddy rip it up into like a 10-20 minute video because this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Insert stupidity right here. Right there. Put it in right there. Because she's brain dead. She's gotten too many things in here, and now her brain's dead. Pills, Vicodin, right? That's a lady that could maybe... I mean, I'm not saying that she does, but there's a potential there, right? Abuses prescription drugs, and now she's just lost her mind. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe she took like some Dilaudid or maybe some sort of antipsychotic today, and now she's just like, oh gosh, I don't even know what I was saying. She Roseanne Barrs it.
Yeah, I just figured like...
Battery on a protected person, robberies. Attempt home invasion.
Court records show Judge Holthus oversaw one of Redden's previous cases for malicious destruction of property that was in court as recently as October. The two have a calm and matter-of-fact exchange, with Redden telling the judge he's a changed man, even indicating that he understands she must do what she feels is right in deciding whether to send him to prison for a second time.
I just figured like I'm in a better place in my mind, my mental health, I have a support system. I just got hired as a teamster for, the union, making $20 an hour, And like the reason behind every single domestic violence, I've been dealing with mental health, and I didn't know that I was dealing with mental health. And they put me in mental health court, and I still didn't know that I had a mental health problem until it was August 2022 when I realized I have a problem with this. And
They put me in mental health court, and then I didn't realize that I had mental health issues until well after I was done with my first bout of mental health court. Cool, man. Go to a loony bin prison then. We'll put you in a loony bin prison. But you're not safe. Dude, you are not safe. Let's say that he is horribly afflicted with a mental illness, and because of the mental illness he's violent, right? You still got to go to a loony bin and figure shit out, man. You're not safe in public. You've committed crimes and you're not safe. You are still not safe. So, since you can't take control of yourself and figure out which medication you're on and use the state and the federal system in order to get medication if you can't afford it, right? Because there's ways to get it. Bro, you're going to a loony bin prison. You're going to get some lithium, and then they're going to monitor you and see where your levels are at. But you just can't be out in public beating the shit out of people because I had a bad day. No.
like having a dictionary and like understanding myself, getting to know myself a little better, and applying it to my personality, and having an epiphany at that moment in those instances, and just like trying to learn from my mistakes, you know? And I feel like I shouldn't be sent to prison, but if it's appropriate for you, then you have to do what you have to do. But I figured that, you know, if I'm in a better place in my life, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not out there committing crimes now.
Did he say he's not doing drugs as if he was previously doing drugs? Because drugs and schizophrenia definitely don't mix.
You know, and I feel like I should be given a shot because I'm in a better place than I was.
Bro, you were given a couple shots. Probably you're about to get another shot from that police officer in a couple minutes.
And, you know, so, but that's, I'm a person who never stops trying to do the right thing, no matter how hard it is. And I just, you know, and I'm trying, and I never give up trying to do the right thing. I know I'm not a rebellious person. I don't want to be standing there. I want you to have to, you know, sit up there and waste your time as well.
He says he's done the best he can in light of his mental health issues. His attorney explained that the 30-year-old does not have a high school diploma and planned to pursue that while training for a new job he'd just gotten with the Teamsters.
You could get your diploma in prison. You could do that for free. You can still get your high school diploma and your GED in prison. There's collegiate programs in prison. Listen, prison sucks, right? I'm not saying that prison is a place you want to be, but you have options in prisons. You can still better yourself in prisons.
Telling the judge Redden will do well on probation and is worth the risk.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because
I agree.
I just can't with that history.
Yeah, you can't let him go with that history. You just can't. Sorry, dude. You've had too many opportunities to try and iron your shit out, to include mental health court. So we're trying our best, man. We say to mental health court so you can get drugs and get checked up on and have mandatory meetings that you had to go to so they can figure shit out. And then you didn't want to do it. And then the second time you went, you go, oh, you know what? And for anybody that's got like upset, that's like, well, you know, come on, people deserve another chance. Hey, they do. They do. But you know what? Just because he's up there in court doesn't mean that he's not lying. Do you know how many times I've had people lie to my face? Did you know that people break laws? The same people that break laws will lie to try and get out of trouble? Holy shit.
With the laws of state of Nevada.
Nah, fuck that shit. Bro.
The aftermath of the attack, panic ensues as it's clear more help is needed in the courtroom.
All right, so this is Here's one thing that you don't see in the previous video, right? Do you know who this guy is right here? The guy in the blue suit. Let's see, what do we got? Like 338. You know who he is? He is... Come on, where are you at? He is this man's defense attorney, right? Either a public defender, and if he doesn't have a high education and he's trying to get a job, I would assume that he didn't hire his own lawyer. I'd assume that he had representation given to him by the state or county. And this is his public defender, right? If you can't afford an attorney, one will be given to you free of charge. That's him, right? And they're good. Some of them are bad, right? Just like every other job. You got some that are bad, but they're very competent. Dude, your guy just jumped over the judge's bench to beat the shit out of the judge, and you stand there and do nothing. Now, I'm not just picking on him. I'm picking on everybody in the courtroom. How many people... I wish there was a video somewhere where it shows, like, the people in the courtroom, like, just sitting there. Blah, blah, blah. Where's the rest? Come on. Show me the back of the courtroom. There's a lot of people there. Not just folks that are there to be charged, but lawyers, etc. People that, I mean, I didn't see the prosecution there. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. So we got two guys from the prosecution. This guy shows up late. I don't know what the hell he's doing. And he's a court officer. You do nothing. Everybody, I don't know who these typists, random people. Nothing. Just sitting there watching the judge get the shit kicked out of them. I'm not saying you're pieces of shit. I'm just saying, hey, if a bad thing happens, I know who not to rely on. That's all I'm saying. What's this guy saying? What about this guy?
Later, as the court officer nurses a head injury, Judge Mary Kay Holthus reappears, clearly reeling from the attack. Redden's foster mother was in court when he lost it. In an exclusive interview with Inside Edition today, Karen Springer says Redden was off his meds.
What he did, no shape, form, or fashion do I condone it. You know, I was just as heartbreaking and shocked as anyone else. But like he told me, he just snapped.
Redden's outburst is just...
All right, so they just said he was off his meds. So you got a guy that gets mental health assistance and then chooses to ignore it. Listen, man, I've had family members that have mental health issues, right? And I've had people that would go on their medication and they'd be great. And then they would say, man, I'm feeling great. I feel freaking great. I don't need my medication anymore. No. You feel great because of the medication. So then they go off the medication. They do stupid shit like this. I've had that happen before. Violence and irresponsibility are the reason why this man is going to jail, not mental health. He's violent and he's irresponsible. Sorry. What do I do? Look, they're still fighting. They're still fighting. They're hitting the alarm.
Off camera, down on the ground behind the bench.
It must be under control now because fucking Superman here got up off the ground and is just like, I just jumped on him. Holy shit. He needs a free gym membership. He needs to get a little bit stronger though. Some of his punches were a little weak, right? You can't hammer fist somebody with like a limp wrist. You got to down. But hammer fists are very good. Be careful about hitting the upper part of your pinky, though. You'll break your hand. But hammer fists are very good.
Redden appears to be in the throes of a psychotic break, yelling unintelligibly and loudly clapping.
Or he's an asshole.
No doubt lots of questions to be answered in the wake of this, including inquiries into the possible failure of the system in dealing with mentally ill repeat offenders and, of course, any shortcomings in courtroom security. Again, the district courts...
You're right. The guy that intentionally went off his meds, that was reported in the previous video that the reporter said, it's our fault. It's our fault he went off his meds. It's our fault that he went off his meds and then attacked somebody. You know what else this is? And I'm not saying that this is the case in every scenario, obviously. I'm saying that this is potentially a case, is sometimes people will use a mental disorder as an excuse to do something. And I'm not saying that you're seeing things and like you can't help yourself when you hear voices in schizophrenia. I'm saying people will say, oh, I'm bipolar. And then they'll just go and shoot up a store and then go, oh, I couldn't help it. I'm bipolar. No. You don't get to use your mental health issue as a blanket get out of jail free card. That's not how it works. That's not how your disability or mental health issue works. People take advantage of that. Just so you know, people take advantage of that. Oh, I got depression, so I got to do this now. I don't have to listen to you because I have, oh God, there's a mental disorder where it's, you don't respect authority. Like you get very abrasive against authority. You push back against authority figures. There's a mental health disorder where it's like you see somebody in authority and then you have to push back and fight back, right? That doesn't mean every time that the principal tells you to do your homework, you pull out your dick and piss on their shoes. Forced medication is on the docket. He slipped through the cracks. Dude, what are you fucking talking about? What are you fucking talking about? Get another nose job. If that girl couldn't fit a Skittle or a Tic Tac up her fucking nose. She's had so much work done on her face. Oppositional defiance disorder. Thank you. Chat, I love you. Look at you. You're gonna make Drew cry. You're gonna make me cry. Don't make me cry. Chat, don't make me cry. You deal with it in kids pretty regularly. Dude, I don't know if I know that it's kind of a thing, but I feel like it's also kind of like ADD. ADD is also just the way that you are. Like I don't have ADD. I don't have to go get tested for it. I know that I've got some pretty good symptoms of ADD. I don't know if it's from the brain trauma that I got when I got blown up overseas, but if I get focused on a task, like let's say something bites me on the ass and I want to create a garage gym, which is what I want to do right now. It's my project right now is creating a gym in my garage. I will spend the entire day watching videos, researching stuff, writing down notes, measuring things, moving stuff. The entire day until I'm exhausted. Trying to figure out what I can do, how I can get it, what was reviewed the best. And then I'll want to buy it that day. That day. After 16 hours, I'm like, that's it. I need to order it and I need to put it together as soon as possible. Like hyper focused on it. That's one of the things that can happen if you have ADD. But then again, what if it just means I just get super fucking focused? Oppositional defiance disorder. Like sometimes I feel like, just like I said, just like ADD, ADHD, I feel like it's over diagnosed. And it's just a kid being an asshole that knows that he can get away with something. Like this guy, potentially, my opinion, is an asshole that has a mental disability, but is also an asshole and knows what he can try to get away with. Think about it. If you were like, you know what, fuck it, I've got schizophrenia and I'm bipolar, I'm going to go attack this fucking judge, and then I'm just going to start screaming nonsense and just acting crazy. And then the cameras will catch it, and they'll be like, oh no, he really is disturbed. No, man, he's just playing the part. That is an option, too. That is also an option. That this guy is taking advantage of his disability in the attempts to get away with something that normal people wouldn't get away with. He's using that as like, oh, I'm going to say that it's this, and I'll get some sympathy for it. That future engineer high jumped that desk because that's where the money's at. See, Lynn, like, I agree with you here. I know that this can happen. It's not for everybody. Like, to each their own. Lynn says that her nephew was on ADHD meds. She got temporary custody of him. Took him off the meds. Took him to the park just like a dog, like a puppy. You just got to run the kids until they tire themselves out. And then he was great. His grades went up. He just needed a way to exert that energy. That's most young boys. We're insane. This dude, this stupid reporter, this is the most frustrating. It's not his fault he's a criminal. He just has a couple wires loose. Are they there? Yeah, of course. Those happen. The criminally insane? Sure. Criminally insane. Still can't follow the rules. Still doesn't want to take his meds. Where is it? I just want to play that one more time. Where are you? Where's grandma? There we go. Or foster mom.
What he did, no shape, form, or fashion do I condone it. You know, I was just
Good
as
lady.
heartbreaking and shocked as anyone else. But like he told
I was shocked though. Don't you know? Like, he's your foster son. Like, he's beat the shit out of a bunch of people already. Are you surprised?
me, he just snapped.
Redden's outburst is just the latest instance of violence. His meds.
What he did, no
They
shape,
were
form,
off his meds.
Today, Karen Springer says Redden was off his meds.
What he did, no shape, form, or fashion do I condone it. You know, I was just as heartbreaking and shocked as anyone else. But like
Redden's foster mother was in court when he lost it. In an exclusive interview with Inside Edition today, Karen Springer says Redden was off his meds.
what he did,
Oh, he was off his meds, all right. But see, he's like, I'm going off my meds. Oh my gosh. That poor judge. You know what? It's such a not good shot of her though. Like, I know it stinks that she got attacked. I know it really does. But like, she looks like such a normal lady that if she walks out in public in like 2 weeks when all this blows over, the poor lady, nobody's going to recognize her. They're going to be like, because she, you know, she's in her judge's chambers. She looks different when she's out in public. It's like seeing your teacher out in, you know, outside of school when you were a kid. Like, you go on summer vacation, you look over, you're like, is that so-and-so? No. Or they come up to you and they're serving. You're like, what are you doing at Chili's? You're like, oh, I'm the waiter here. Okay, Mr. Foot. Like, he was walking around all around you for 20 minutes and until he was right up on you, then you recognized him. I feel like that's going to happen to this young lady. Or judge, young lady. I don't know. I'm being nice here. That was a Roy Williams tackle. Off his meds. Yeah, he's definitely off his meds and off his rocker. Oh, Brath, you just got on? Brother, you missed it. You got an hour of fun time watching this ridiculous thing. All right, weirdos. I got chicken cordon bleu that I handmade today that I am just dying to eat. So I'm going to cut this off at an hour. We're right at about an hour. As the normal streams are. If something crazy goes on next time, I think I've talked this into oblivion. So I'm going to end it here. Make sure you check out angry-cops.com. Get yourself a t-shirt. Supports the channel. I appreciate it. Subscribe. It's free. Turn on the notification bell. You'll know when we get here talking. I post on Instagram. I post on Reddit. You know what? No, I'm not going to cut it off early. Where's my phone? I always go on Instagram and ask people what we should talk about. Oh, I don't think... Did I go on Instagram today? I don't think I asked anybody what we were talking about. I think I knew what I was going to talk about. That might save me. Yep, I said live stream tonight. Didn't ask any questions. I think I asked a question on Twitter. Let's go on Twitter. If I ask you on a platform, then I'm dagnummit, I'm going to stick to it. Oh, only 8 comments. What are the 8 things you want to talk about? Has anybody checked on Captain Poster Boy? The Navy guy that I made the previous Angry Meme review homework on? I don't know. I'm sure he's having a good time with it. If anything, this is a good humbling experience for the young ensign. giraffes and why they attack. Because they got all that neck and not enough toothbrush. Not what did Bobby Boucher's mom say? Alligators got all them teeth, but they don't got no toothbrush. Well, you could say that giraffes attack because their neck is so long, but they can't reach it with the toothbrush. There's a better way of saying that. We talk about Little Boots. Yeah, I got a nickname. JT, Black Rifle Coffee, loves just creating something out of nothing, and he decided he's going to call me Little Boots and tell everybody to call me Little Boots. So feel free. Call me Little Boots. By the way, congratulate Jared. He came out of the closet. It's a big day. I think he did the other day on the whatchamacallit podcast. Time for Pie podcast. Came out of the closet. Good for him. Everybody congratulate him. That's it. On that note, now I can't be called a liar. Now I've asked everybody, hey, what do you want to talk about? Did it on Twitter. Went over what they wanted to talk about. I've held up my bargain. I pay attention to y'all. I see what you're doing out there. Gosh, I can't believe that this guy. You know what? Hey, homework. Weirdos, listen up. When this guy gets sentenced for this one, for attacking the judge, let me know. Fill me in. Start sending me stories and shit of, hey, he's getting up. He's getting sentenced for this. It's probably going to be in the next 6 months. I don't see this taking too long. It's all on video. It's very obvious. There's tons of witnesses. That's going to happen fast. So probably within the next 6 months, he's going to get charged. He's charged now. He got charged the moment that it happened. But he's going to go in for his hearing, his felony hearing, because he's attacking a protected person. And he probably choked her, which some states have a different charge for strangulation. I know New York State does. We've got two versions: a misdemeanor one if you just choke somebody, make it hard for them to breathe, and then a felony one if they lose consciousness. So it depends on if she got injured. I mean, the cops got injured. So you've got assault on the police officer, another protected person. And if he's injured significantly and needs surgery, that's up that charge. That's going to be felonious. Let me know. Also, you're going to help a brother out. You go ahead and you put the timestamps down of your favorite little shindigs of what you like on this live stream so I can put it out in shorts. That way you can watch your favorite 60 seconds like that on shorts. So let me know what your favorite little conversation was, your favorite little 60-second blurb. And I'll cut it up for you and I'll get it out on shorts. Helps me quick reference things. And if you like it, why wouldn't I give it to you? On that note, Big Daddy Drill out. See you next time, weirdos.